Hindi, gerakan hindi, come on. ما يمديك في جلتش تصدق في جلتش
لا هذا الحظ ربي يحبني. Hello and welcome back to Just Another Paid Promotion, where we give an honest and humorous review of popular sponsorships on the platform. Today we'll be looking at the popular battle royale game Fall Guys. Even though this game is free to play, these videos are usually paid out of pocket, so please do consider liking and subscribing. No! Anyway, Fall Guys is an online competitive platform battle royale that was released in 2020. It was developed by London-based studio Media. What was that? I mean, that's not the title of the video. Then what are we looking at? What the hell is Stumble Guys? Okay. Anyway, Stumble Guys is an online competitive platform battle royale that was released in 2020. Its current developer is California-based studio Scopely, which since 2023 has currently been owned by the games division of Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which is a sentence I did not expect to say today. They're a mobile game studio mostly working on licensed games, especially with Mattel, but have been really pushing Stumble Guys recently, collaborating with many content creators through their creator codes and their Stumble Partner program. The game's been getting constant updates over on Steam for quite a while now, but has finally released on Xbox, with a PlayStation port supposedly coming out in the near future. So I think this will be the perfect time to look over the game. So what's the actual Stumble Guys experience like? Alright, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. This is just a ripoff of Fall Guys, and not a really good one at that. Everything from the battle pass system to how the game starts and ends to even some of the maps are just straight out Fall Guys, but in a really weird way. I think this is best emphasized in the controls. They can be pretty stiff sometimes, especially when you're trying to move the camera. It's missing that sense of fluidity between actions that Fall Guys has. You kinda just press the jump button twice and then you can dive. You don't really feel like you're moving a character, more like guiding one along. And when you mix that in with a clunky physics system and a very dodgy hit detection, it does not lead to the best experience while trying to play through the maps. And speaking of these maps, well, they're definitely maps. Even though a majority of them are lifted out of Fall Guys, they're all shorter and are forgetting key features that made those maps interesting. I think this is best shown in Stumble Guys' versions of Tiptoe, Tile Fall. With Fall Guys, each correct platform is always connected by another correct platform, so there's a level of strategy trying to find which one is the right one. But I guess Stumble Guys thought that made too much sense, so sometimes some platforms don't have to be connected or even to lead to anywhere, leading to some routes really more up to chance. Even with the more faithfully recreated maps, Stumble Guys' map design struggles with the term a challenge. Some of the maps can be a real breeze when compared to their Fall Guys counterparts, feeling not fully finished because of the lack of difficulty. Even the more original levels, only 2 or 3 of them give me any moments of suspense because of the level design. I want to give a special shout out to Shark Muta Triangle for being one of the worst levels I've ever played in any game. The boat moves so slow and takes so long to sink. There have been rounds where I didn't have to move my controller and I still won. I know these types of maps aren't supposed to be too hard, and this game is aiming for a younger audience, but I felt like most of the challenge either came from the controls or dealing with other players. They also have these tournaments where you can find this game's version of in-game currency, and for the life of me, I could not find a full match for the longest time. Make this interesting to play! I don't want to be so bored of this crap! Up and down. A little higher. Wait, let's try keeping it at 20.5. Well, we're still loading. Can we just play the game? But after a little region switching, I was finally able to play a few matches, and they're just as boring as the regular game. Yeah, with over 9 hours of playtime, I got quite bored of Stumble Guys. Games are not that long, nor have the amount of variety of levels that Fall Guys has, leading to the game getting really stale, which I think overall best describes it. The whole game just feels really unfinished. Every time a round ends, everyone just floats mid-air like it's a bug they forgot to fix. And the music is terrible. There's only 2 songs in the whole game, and it's the most repetitive shit I've ever heard. And these visuals, they're not terrible, but are lacking an actual style or substance, and they just look super cheap. The whole game just gives a presence of a really cheap mobile game. Oh. You know what? I probably should have saw this coming, especially from the people who make Tiki Solitary. So yeah, Stumble Guys originally started as a mobile game, and to tell you the truth, this is a much better experience. For being on a touchscreen, the controls actually feel more responsive, and it's easier to turn off the music. It still has most of the faults of the PC and console counterparts, and I don't think I would like to play this for a very long time. But I think the simple pick up and play nature of it being on the phone somehow makes it more enjoyable for some reason. I don't know, on the PC and console side, I really want to give this an E on just how much of a pain it was to get through. But as a mobile game, it's perfectly fine, especially when you compare it to other games in its field. I'll compromise and put it in D for how derivative it just is, in both concept and execution. But in terms of mobile games we're going to have to cover in this series, my prediction is that this is probably going to be one of the better ones. Also, yes, I do know that Fall Guys has done many sponsorships on the platform. It's a pretty fun game, if you don't mind screaming your lungs off. And I will say, it can be much glitchier than Stumble Guys on occasion. It's one of the better free-to-play games out there, but still has a lot of faults that those games have. It's not a perfect game, but definitely better than Stumble Guys. C tier. Oh, the